Hi, Jenny here. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I have a sugar cookie recipe that my friend Donna gave me last year that I didn't get a chance to try. So what a perfect time to try it, but now I happened to find, where did I put it? This cute little turkey cookie cutter in my cookie cutter box the other day, and so I figured, well, might as well use it now for Thanksgiving. So let's get started.
For this recipe, we will need some flour, powdered sugar, baking soda, cream of tartar, vanilla, almond extract, butter, an egg, and of course, a turkey cookie cutter. Okay, first we are going to measure out our dry ingredients. So we'll need 2.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Okay, now we're going to measure out our other ingredients and put them in the bowl. So we have 1 cup of butter, 1 egg, 1.5 cups powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and half a teaspoon of almond extract.
We are going to roll the cookie dough out on a floured surface, and then we will cut out our turkeys. I'm going to put a pretty piece of parchment paper down on mine, otherwise you can spray it, and we'll put our cookies on there and then cook them at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. I seem to find with sugar cookies that it takes about 2 to 3 rollings out before it stays nicely and doesn't stick, and more flour in it, I guess, always. You guys find that? All right, here the cookies are after 8 minutes. So looking nicely, just a little brown on the outside. They didn't puff up too much. Stayed pretty much the size that they're supposed to be. So now we'll let them cool and we'll decorate them with icing a little later. Okay, now we're going to make our icing. So we're going to use 6 cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 to 1/2 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of corn syrup, 2 teaspoons of almond or vanilla extract, and some food coloring. We're going to start by measuring out 6 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to use up the last of what I have in my container, and then I've opened a new bag, and we'll go from there. Yep, static electricity, man. Look at powdered sugar all over my counter. Kind of my floor. Yay! All right. It's very interesting to see how the static electricity, what it's done. My counter and floor are a mess. So that's the amount of powdered sugar. It looks like a whole lot, but when you put your liquids in there, it's going to reduce down. But also we want kind of a lot for all the cookies that we'll be doing. So now we will measure out now we'll measure out 1/4 cup of corn syrup. Two teaspoons of almond extract. You can use vanilla flavoring if you want to. Almond extract is white, so that way if you want like a white frosting, this helps keep it white. Yeah, I guess plus you have that flavoring, but that's the main reason of using almond over vanilla. Vanilla may put a little tint to it. I've used vanilla before. I haven't noticed it do that much of a color difference in there. Ooh, that smells good. And then we're going to start with 1/4 cup of milk. And then you keep adding more milk, like up to the 1/2 cup if needed, depending on watching how thick that your frosting is getting. Oops. I went over a little bit of 1/4, but ha. I'm also using almond vanilla flavored milk, so that's got a little bit of a tint to it too. It's all right. We're going to be coloring all of our frostings anyways, and I think I'm going to have a white. So, and now we'll mix it all up. Oof. All right, this is what we have so far. That's way thick, so we're going to go a tablespoon at a time and just add some more milk and get it to the consistency of about corn syrup. So just a little bit thicker again, so when we put it on the cookie, it won't run all over the place. All right, there we go. That looks good. Now we will separate it out into our bowls and add the food coloring. All right, we want the bulk of our frosting to be brown for the bodies, and then I'm going to make some red, orange, and green feathers on them. So we'll kind of divide this up a little bit in my bowls. I think I might just leave a little bit of white in here just in case I need any more of a different color. I can come back to. Maybe use white for the eyeballs. I couldn't find any eyeballs at Michael's the other day. I'll have to see if I have some mini M&Ms to use that. Otherwise, we'll just use a splash of color. So, to make brown, we're going to try, we'll start off with 6 drops of yellow, 6 drops of red, and 4 drops of blue. All right, for doing the frosting part, there are a couple different ways you can do it. I took a cake decorating class way back. If you've never done that, you should do that if you care to do crafts and baking type stuff. It was a good class, taught me a lot. And I have supplies on hand for any other type of baking I want to do. So I do have some reusable nylon-y bags that I can use. You can also pick up at your store a pack of disposable bags. Couple bucks. It's not that expensive. And same thing with then using the different cake tips. These go inside the bags, and then there are different types of cake tips that you can use. I'm going to start off with the bigger hole for the brown frosting because that's going to be a lot of it. Smaller tip for the other frostings. And obviously there's different designs and stuff of the tips that you can do for different types of frosting you want to do. You can also just use a regular baggie. It's kind of like this is triangular, but you're going to take scissors and snip off the end. Always go smaller than bigger. You can always make it bigger. Can't make it smaller. So same thing. You can just use a regular baggie in the house too if you want to do that, if that's all you have. The other thing that's nice to have these for is, like, say now it's Thanksgiving, but also for Christmas, if you want to do Christmas cookies at all, then you'll have the supplies already handy. So this piece goes inside the bag. Push it out. Just before the threads. Put your tip on top. Close it off. Making sure the bag goes inside there, otherwise the frosting comes squirting out the sides. Alright, well, we'll see how well I did with that. I usually like to put it in a cup, something tall. So stand up, fold that over, so that you get a nice wide opening. You can scoop it in there and not get it all over. The frosting also keeps for a couple weeks in the refrigerator too, so same thing if you want to do anything for birthdays, for the different holidays. Again, the frosting keeps, and then it will also just keeps in the bag. Just throw them in a gallon bag, you put them in your fridge until you're ready to use them again. Yeah, we've got one bag of frosting. We'll start with that and start frosting our turkeys. So with your bag, you're gonna be able to see this on camera so close, so you can see my turkeys. I've already got frosting coming out. You squish down, give it over the cup. You squish down on the bag till you get to the top of the frosting, and you want to twist it so also the frosting doesn't come squirting out the top. So I've already got my brown coming out. We are pretty much going to do all of the turkey, except for his little beak and gobbler, right in his feet. Those are going to be orange and red. So you can do an outline stroke, which will then hopefully hold all your frosting in and it won't go falling all over. I'm going to do that for the other turkeys that I have out here for right now. Granted, there's a whole bunch more still on my table. I figured we'll do these. We'll let the brown, we'll get this one done, and then we'll do some of the other colors on there for the feathers and stuff. I'm going to bag all these up and then we'll frost the turkeys some more. You see, I have a handy dandy cake carrying kit. Again, got that when I was doing my cake decorating classes. So again, it's just something nice, put off on the side with my cookie cutters. And then inside, I have all my different tips with all the different sizes and different shapes, if you can see any of that. That one's like for making grass. And then the food paste stuff. So if you don't want to use regular food coloring, want a more true of a color, if you use the food pastes, they come out more true to color. They're really good. So, need a couple more of these. Again, I've had these for years, so I've gotten a lot of use out of it. My kiddos were little, I made a lot of cakes, cupcakes, frosted cookies every Christmas. I thought I had some mini M&Ms, but I don't. So for the eyeballs, you can do different stuff. You can use the white frosting if you want. I have some mini chocolate chips, or I did find some of these little sprinkles from a frosting can that I had. So I can try one of those for an eyeball too and see how that looks. You know, whatever, be creative. And same with the frosting. I'm going to put some frosting on here for the feathers. Again, you could use sprinkles. You could use whatever decorations you want. Be creative. Frosting was already starting to set. Probably just like you saw when it's sitting in the bowl after it sits out for a while, or if you've ever done like Christmas cookies and done powdered sugar type frosting. After it sits out for a while, it gets a little bit of a crusty topping on it. So obviously if you just mix it up, it'll be fine. But for these type of cookies, whoops. Might just have to work a little bit faster. Do a little bit at a time. I'm going to use the orange frosting for his beak and some feet. Okay, now I'm going to try to put some stripes on there. I'm going to drag it with a toothpick to try to make it look like feathers. Well, kind of. It'll probably get better as I go along. So let's keep going. Well, there you have it. A cute little turkey sugar cookie. Turned out pretty cute. Turned out pretty nice. But as you could see, as I was frosting it, the frosting was kind of drying a little quickly. So it's probably better to do one turkey at a time, especially doing this toothpick pull method to make the cute little tail feathers. Although even though it does dry a little bit quickly, you want to let the cookies sit at least overnight, preferably 24 hours, before you stack them on top of each other, so that the icing does have time to completely set and that it doesn't smudge when you stack them. So, you guys doing anything for Thanksgiving this year? Are you going to anybody's house celebrating together? It's kind of a wonky year. Well, in that case, make these cute little cookies. Whether you have them for your home celebration, or you can make them for friends and family, and then you can go out and deliver them and deliver a little happiness, a little sunshine, little Thanksgiving wishes for people as they're all sitting home quarantined and not supposed to be gathering, and see how that goes. But anyways, I would eat him, but he's so cute, and I'm probably going to be sharing these. So, in that case, I'm going to go finish frosting all the rest of these cookies. You guys, keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye. Here's my alarm to go pick up my daughter from school. Here we go. Work around my tiny kitchen. When you're just in here just cooking, that's fine. When you're trying to film, it's a little small.